Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. So I bet some of you wonder, what does Ryan do on his day off? And I'm about to show you. So it's raining right now, and it's my day off, so I have this old picnic table here that's been sitting outside most of its life. It's decent size. It's probably about 7 or 8 foot long, and we've had it for the last probably almost 20 years now. And sat outside most of its life. I started sanding it down last year because every time you'd sit in it, you just would get wood slivers if you ran your skin along pretty much any part of it because it was so weathered. And I'm going to give it a new finish. So I sanded it down last year. It's been sitting in the shed here since last year because I didn't get to painting it. But my goal is to do it here this week. So I've got a bunch of bird poop on it. I want to go through and sand it down some more yet. I've gone through quite a few pieces of sandpaper to do this, but I want to get it as smooth as possible. I've got an orbital sander here, and hopefully we can restore it back to its original beauty, or at least a newer, better beauty. So right now I'm going to keep sanding it down. I've left it since last year, so let's get started. Now, the top of the table was pretty rough, and it had quite a few ridges in it, so I took some wood filler and spread it out and put some between the cracks so that I have a nice smooth surface. I'm going to go through once this dries and sand it, and then I'll look at putting more wood fill on it to just a little bit more fine tuning, and then I'll sand it one last time, and then we'll be ready for painting. As of right now, it is still June, but it is the week before the 4th of July. So now it's come really to crunch time. So it turns out Ryan doesn't have a lot of time for side projects between his main projects. So I've got the picnic table full of wood filler on the top. I've got it all sanded down. Might look spotty, but it's really smooth to the touch. And I should probably sand that off before I do anything. But it's ready to be painted. So I'm going to start with the underside. I'm going to start with a base coat of white and just get it completely covered to protect the wood. And then once the white dries, if I need another coat of paint, I'll do it. And then I'll start painting the top. So let's go ahead and start painting. Well, I just finished painting most of the underside. I'm gonna pull this out and lay it back down. I still gotta do the feet on that side. I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna do this on the other side so that I can expose the feet, paint on the bottoms, get all around it, and get a couple coats on there. So I've done 1 to 3 coats on the spot, depending on how it was coming through. I've noticed that the color of the paint starts turning into like a light brown in certain spots. That might be because of the wood filler. So I just did 3 coats in those areas, and right now it's a nice brilliant white, and it it looks really good. So I'm gonna let this down, let it dry, and continue painting. I want to get all the white done first, and then I'm going to focus on the top. That's still a little wet. That's still a little wet. All right. So where I had the brace, it stuffed the paint off there. So I'm going to fix that, and otherwise it looks pretty good to me. The sun's getting a little bit low, so I'd like to do this when the paint is going to dry a little bit faster. So I'm going to come back tomorrow and start working on the top. But the bottom looks really, really good so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the final product looks like. Now, I'm not a big fan of painting or doing projects just like this. I'm liking what this is turning out to be, but I don't like half-assing anything, and doing that requires a lot of time and patience doing this kind of stuff. There's a lot of nooks and crannies to try to get paint into and to make it look nice. And this is why one of the reasons I don't often get into projects like this, because I don't like doing it, you know, just all one color or something like that. I like to put a little bit of effort into it and make it look nice. And I have confidence that it's gonna by the end of the week. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Got the picnic table all painted white, and it looks really good. Now I'm gonna go through and put the star decals on the seats. So it only came in a pack of 48, so one of the states that we're taking out of there is California. Name the other one down in the comments section below. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these on the seats, divvy them up between, and see how that looks once I get them all on. Then I'm gonna go ahead and paint over the stars, and I'm going to remove them after the paint dries that I'm putting on the seats. You can probably hardly see them, but we have the stars on the seats now. Unfortunately, we had to make a couple cuts, and I only was able to use 30 stars. Sorry, Oregon and basically the entire eastern seaboard, but you had to go. So now that I've got the stars on there, I can go ahead and start painting the seats. But before I do that yet, I'm gonna go ahead and tape up the top of the table, because then I can paint all at once and then hopefully just be done. So I'm gonna save those stars for somewhere else and find my Scotch tape. It is T-minus 2 days until our 4th of July party and 3 days until the 4th of July. And I just pulled off the first 3 lines of Scotch tape from the top of the table. I have 3 to go. Now, what I did was the table itself has 6 boards on top. So I wanted them to each be half red, half white, so that way the seams between the boards were on the lines on the table. And that way there had to be 12 instead of 13 on the top. But what I did was on each side, I put a red stripe on the sides, so technically there are 13 red and white stripes, like the American flag. And I've got half of them pulled up now, so all I did to figure that out was there were 6 boards, and it was 33 inches wide. So I divided 33 by 6 and then by 2 to split them up, and I got that measurement, which is 2.75 inches, is half a board. So I went and measured on each side, and then I taped off each side and made it nice and smooth. There's a little bit of seepage going on in there, but overall, I mean, I'm pretty happy with what I've got so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the last 3 off, and then I'm gonna get to work pulling off the stars, and hopefully those are turn out to be pretty well. I'm a little bit worried about getting them up, but I'll have to wait and see. Might have to touch this up too. Nope, just my eye tricking me. So let's go ahead and pull up the last 3. So I'm all done painting now, and it turned out just as good, if not better, than what I had planned. I'm really proud of it. I'm happy with how it turned out. It looks to me really good. Now that it's done, I'm gonna do one more thing to protect it more out in the elements, and I'm going to put down 2 layers of water-based polyurethane. So I put acrylic paint on this, and it's a semi-gloss. So I got glossy exterior polyurethane that I want to put over this. And that's going to give me a clear layer of protection from not only rain and water, but also from the sunlight. Over time, the sun will degrade the color in the picnic table if it's out in the sun. And I want to get a picnic table cover to kind of prevent that from happening. But from the times that it is out in the sun, since it is going to be out in the elements, generally anyway, I want to give it as much protection as I possibly can. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna go through and put 2 layers of the polyurethane on. After the first layer, I'm gonna sand it down lightly with 320 grit sandpaper, and then I'm gonna do a second coat, and hopefully that'll give me the protection that I need. I wanna go through and kind of fix up the feet yet and kind of do something there to protect them. Maybe kind of what I did on top, paint them, and then put the layer of polyurethane on to try to protect the feet. I don't think there's much that I can do there to really keep them from rotting like they have, but it is what it is. It's still a pretty solid picnic table. I mean, we've had this table since I was probably 10 years old. So it's been around quite some time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this 4th of July themed video. And this was actually kind of a fun project. It just took a lot of time to do. I spent, I want to say all week working on it, but I guess I've only been here half the week, half the days trying to get this painted. And I think I've done it pretty quick. But in between the times that the paints have been drying, I've been working in the house, working on videos, doing other things. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All how farms work. And don't forget to stay tuned for the upcoming Rewind video that I'm going to be posting. Our members are going to see it first on our channel, but when I decide to post it, that's going to be when it's available to the public. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys.